Detecting Talk of the Day, 6:18 a.m. Saturday, Veterans Day. Thank all the veterans out there for their service. Sharpshooter's a veteran too. Thank you for your service out there if you see this video. Now, the old Manticore. Now, I seen where somebody had posted something that they had tried something that I showed with this Manticore, but I don't know, I don't know their skill level. I don't know how familiar they are with the Manticore. I'm pretty familiar with that detector. It's sitting right there with that stock coil on it. Now, we've talked a little bit of, I've been showing this bird dog on this DS2. Well, the Manticore is different. The DS2 gives more generic ID on iron nails. Okay? The Manticore doesn't do that. The Manticore gives some different ID depending on maybe the size of the nail. That can be beneficial. I'll give you a demonstration here, okay? You Manticore users, you take note of this, because I believe, now I don't know if I'll make it today. It's going to be soon, though. I'm going down here and see if they've cut the corn out of this field. See if I can get in there, okay? Leave this camera run and fire this old Manticore up. Now, you see that iron there, and you see that nickel. All-terrain low conductors, okay? You see my custom I've got open over there in that window? That's over there for a reason, okay? If I'm out in the wild, you hear that? That's a tough detecting situation. That just alerted me, okay? And I turned. And I see that in the window. That's a low conductor. That's a nickel. U.S. nickel. Alright? Now, if I remove this nickel and I sweep this big, that's sort of big there, long, boys. And you see what happens in that meter. You see that? So when this nickel gets down there, it drives the ID up over into my window there. Okay? Remember, I get to turn on the target, boys. Okay? See where it's at over there? Now, let me show you something else here. If you try to run the old DS2 bird dog, this is what'll give you some trouble. See that? Flat iron. Okay? Now, there's not flat iron everywhere at every site, but it's out there, okay? Sharpshooter knows this. Now, there's no nickel down there, just a flat iron. Look what happens. You don't hear much, do you? See there? You see that? Right? Now, the old nickel goes in there, boys. Look at there. I got that nickel sitting there by that old flat iron. What happens? You hear that? And look where that coil is. Will a DS2 do that right there? Traditional settings. Will a DS2 do what this machine is doing right there? Giving me alert. The answer is no. I would have to back the coil up. I've got it sitting right there, but I'm not going to show you. Okay, I would have to back the coil up. Now, I can back the coil up on this detector and get traditional detection. But look where I'm at with that coil. You see that? Again, I can rotate, okay? You see my ID there. Okay, so with an iron sight, what I don't know, how big does the iron have to get to drive it into my window there in my custom? You see that right there? How big does it have to get? Well, I don't know. Let's try this here. This is one of them things you put a blind up with. What does it do? Well, that don't even come in there. See that big old long thing there? See where it's at in that screen? How about if I put that nickel beside that thing, what happens? Y'all see how long that is? Look at there. I've got alert. That's long, boys. You see my ID there. A Deus2 traditional settings, will it alert on that nickel right there with that big long ass piece? I don't think so. Okay? That's what I was trying to show, you know, some time ago with this machine. I don't know what's going to drag, you know, what iron is going to come up there into that window. I'm sure there'll be some. But that's not doing it, and that flat iron piece there's not doing it, okay? And we'll put this up here. See that right there? There's a piece of flat iron. Cast, I guess. Cast iron, maybe? You see where it's at in that meter? One thing I ain't tried to do, what happens if we put a nickel beside that? I don't know, boys. See, it's trying to drive it over there. Look at that. You hear that? So I've got detection. I've got part of that call over that. But listen to that. Okay? Let me get this nickel out of here. Let's listen to this without the nickel. What does it sound like? Silence. Hear that? That's a pretty sizable piece of iron there, boys. Now, that's sort of same thing, but that nickel's actually below that because that iron is so thick. You hear that? You reckon I ought to turn that Deus2 on and see what it does on that right there? I don't know. Well, anyway, that's what you're going to see me doing today. I'll show some more tests, okay? For low conductors, though, boys. I think this has got some advantage, okay? Advantage. And I'm going to get this nail here and put it back by that nickel there. You see it there? See that nail on that nickel? Boom. Okay. That's the old alert. Now let's put a quarter in here. And I don't think you're going to get any alert. You notice that? It's low conductors, boys. Low conductors. Of course, I'm in all-terrain low conductor program, okay? But that's a pretty good alert on that right there. You see where I'm at in that meter? So the question is, when I'm in an iron sight, how much is going to come up into that window that's solo non-ferrous? Or ferrous, solo ferrous. What's going to come into that window right there? Okay? And we'll put this clad dime down here. I got a clad dime over here. Okay? And you see where it's at. So it's down underneath my window, okay? So this doesn't really affect traditional detection. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, this machine doesn't have generic ID for iron. Some iron can read in the 30s and the 40s, for example. The Deus2, the iron, a lot of it reads just over a few span of numbers. But now most nails on this machine, average to larger, they read about, and that's what I'm targeting with this system. You know, this system I'm showing you. Let me match the horseshoe butt. See that? You see that nail there? It's even got a little bend in it, okay? Oh yeah, this old Manicore, you know, if you know how to run it. But we'll try to get it out some, and I'll show some more tests, okay? And that's going to conclude the video. I hope everybody has a nice day today.